Your website should be the best salesman of the year, working 24/7 to bring you leads. But for a lot of creatives, they treat it like a portfolio where they do all the heavy lifting up front, going to marketing events, reaching out to people on social media, building those relationships, and people either never make it to your website because it's not a part of your sales process, or it's an afterthought to where they may check it out on their own, but you never direct them there. But your website is a powerful marketing tool. So in this episode, I want to give you insight into what makes a good website, tips on how you can make your website better, and key indicators that it may be time to invest in a new one. If you are new around here, my name is Amanda Schumann. I am the founder of a digital marketing agency called Carrie Love Designs, where we help people elevate their brand to match their portfolio. I recently was on a panel with Renee Dallow, and I think it was her that posed this question, and I really liked it, is if you had the potential to have 100 people that were coming to your website, you couldn't interact with them at all, like your website was your marketing tool, does the thought of 100 potential clients coming to your website excite or scare you? I know for ourselves, we have put a lot of time and attention into making a conversion ready website, which we'll get into in just a little bit. But for me, that excites me. I'm like, sign me up, send everybody to my website. But I know that's not always the case. For a lot of creatives, the thought of 100 people coming to your website is scary. And so I think that's the first key indicator, is if that thought excites you, great. That means that you probably have a really good website. But if the thought scares you, then you probably want to dig into why that may be. A lot of people will say that, oh, I have a really good website. Good is not the same as functioning, meaning like it works and people can fill out your inquiry form. To me, a good website is one that is driving conversions. So for a website in general, you should be at a conversion rate of 2 to 5%. Meaning out of 100 people that come to your website, you should be booking anywhere from 2 to 5 of them where they take that next step. So for a lot, it's going to be either filling out an inquiry form or booking a consultation call. And so a conversion is getting somebody to take that big next step with you. What is that main goal that you want somebody to take on your website? And so a good conversion rate is that 2 to 5%. If you use Google Analytics, there's a really easy way for you to track this. You can set up conversions inside of Google Analytics. So I know for our own website, last week we had 122 people view our signature experience page, which is our bread and butter. Out of 122 people, 4 of them filled out an application. So that's a conversion rate of 3.2%, which is falling inside of that 2 to 5% range, which is really good. So inside of Google Analytics, you can set up conversions to where if somebody lands on a page and then they fill out an inquiry form with you or book a consultation, you can set up a private thank you page that will get directed, and you can set up goals to be tracked that way so you know exactly what your conversion rate is. So we had an agency client. I recently reached out to them and I was asking them just how they were doing after they launched. I was really shocked to hear that they weren't getting very many inquiries. I don't have favorites, but if I did have favorites, this website would definitely be in my list of favorites. And so I was really shocked whenever I heard that they weren't getting many inquiries. At Carrie Love Designs, we really believe that our clients' success is our success. And so I wanted to look into it for them and help diagnose maybe what the issue was. I went into their Google Analytics and I saw that within a 7-day range, they were getting about 15 website views. So that's client A. I then went into some of our other clients who I know are regularly booking and they're just like, they're killing it. So I wanted to compare the two of somebody who's getting really good inquiries and really good conversions. What's the difference here? So whenever I looked at the other 3 clients, we'll say client B, C, and D, they were getting between about 120 to 150 views to their website every single week. And that's a big difference. 15 compared to 150 is a large difference. So to me, what that says is it is a traffic issue. It doesn't matter how great your website is if you're not getting people to your website so that they can view it and go through it themselves, and you're giving an opportunity for them to make that purchasing decision. Now, if you think that you have a traffic issue on your website, if you go check out your Google Analytics and you notice that you're not getting a lot of traffic, I'm gonna have a video that comes out later with different ways of how you can drive more traffic to your website. So be sure to hit subscribe if you would like more information on that so you don't miss that new video coming out. But let me know if this is tracking. Hit that like button if this is tracking with you. Now, if you're getting traffic to your website, or if you're not getting traffic to your website, I want to give you a couple of different things that you can do in order to drive more conversions. Really, the simplest thing that we try to do with all of our clients' websites is getting somebody to land on your website, point A, and getting them to take that next step, that main goal, point B. And the fastest way that you can do that is by helping them along. First thing that you do is take stock of your top menu. We want to make sure that we're limiting those top menu options. If you go look at CLD's website, you'll see in our top, we only have like about, experience, results, and contacts. So we have 4 buttons in our top menu. Of course, there are a million different pages that people can go look at, but it's not a part of what I call our money-making process. The signature experience is our bread and butter. So if it's not having to do with that service, then I put everything else in a sub menu in our footer. So if you would scroll all the way down to our website, at the very bottom, you would see press, resources, strategy sessions, courses, like all that stuff is down at the bottom because I don't want it to take away from our money-making goal on our website. Usually at the top for service providers, you're going to have a home page, about, maybe services or an experience page, portfolio, and contact. Those are going to be your top 5 pages for most. Anything else you want to move down to the sub footer so that it cleans that space up and it helps people orient themselves and move them along the process. The second thing that you can do was what I call the Hansel and Gretel method. I want you to imagine somebody coming over to your house. This is the first time they've been there. Maybe you just moved in and you're really excited to show them around. You're like, here's our guest bedroom, here's our guest bath, here's our kitchen. In that, you're leading them through, and you're the one that's opening up the doors for them and welcoming them inside. You don't let somebody just like aimlessly wander around your house. And so this is the same for your digital online home. You want to be showing them where to go next. And so the best way that you can do that is what I call the Hansel and Gretel method. This is leaving little breadcrumbs at the end of every single page, directing them where you want them to go next. So maybe on the bottom of the home page, you have a blurb about checking out the services and leading them there with the button. Maybe at the bottom of the services, you have the contact us now, which leads them to the contact. But you're leaving those little breadcrumbs, directing them on where you want them to go next. So that way they're just not aimlessly wandering around the website, checking out everything. You're moving them through the process from point A to point B. Another key, I think this is a gut indicator if it's time for a new website, is if you feel jealous whenever you have industry friends, peers, or competitors launching a brand and a website and it gives you a gut feeling of jealousy. I think that's a really good key indicator because there's something there causing you to feel that way. Just a few weeks ago, one of our competitors relaunched their new brand and website. I was able to go on there and admire it and I thought it was great, but I didn't have that feeling of jealousy because 1, I'm really proud of our brand, but 2, our website works. Our website converts visitors into potential clients. So I don't need to feel jealous because it's something that I'm really proud of and I know that it works. If you are feeling jealous whenever you see somebody come out with a new brand and website, then I think that's just like a little gut check of like, hey, why am I feeling this way? And maybe it's time to invest in your own. Hopefully this video helps you out to know if you have a really good website and if your website's converting at a good rate. I have another video teed up for you that I think you should watch next. If you made it to the end of this video, go ahead and comment money making so that way I know that you made it this far in the video, and stick around for what's next.